Ashvino. Mandalam 1, Suktam 34A. Rishi,
Hiranyastupa Angirasa,
Devata, Ashvino, Chandas,
Jagati, Trishtubh.
Mandalam 1, Suktam 34, Rik 1.
विश्चिन्ना अत्याभावतं न वेदसा विभुर्भाङ्ग्याम उतरातिरश्विना युवोरियन्द्रम् हिम्ये भवाससोऽभ्यायम् सेन्या भवतम् मनीषिभिः.
Now, let you both be finding us even thrice, your restraint and generousness, omnipresent Ashwin twins, because your reins are like a frigid curtain that allows itself to be drawn near by learneds. Dual-natured radiation of the sun and its management of life. The entire Suktam, comprising 12 verses, this being the first, is a dissertation on sunlight referred to as the Ashwin twins, who are called the offspring of the sun, which sunlight truly is, in a manner of speech. They are perhaps referred to as two individuals to account for the dual nature of expression of light as a particle, photon, and a wave. A substantial part of the sun's radiation that reaches the top of the Earth's atmosphere also reaches its surface. There are harmful wavelengths from the standpoint of mortals, comprising roughly 30% of the incident radiation that is filtered out by the top layers of the atmosphere. The fact that no life, as we know it, would be possible without this invigorative dissemination that reaches every nook of the Earth's surface makes sunlight qualify for being called generous and also restrained, as it allows the atmosphere to filter it. The spectacle of a sheet of sunlight streaming down through a recess in a cloud will explain why sunlight is compared to a frigid curtain. Being responsible for every mortal action, it is also correlated to rains. The Ashwins, finding mortals thrice, may refer to light in both its real as well as figurative forms, guiding us through different stages of life. Clarity of mind being a requirement for negotiating life's intricacies, it is with figurative light that the task is accomplished. Consciousness, too, can be defined to be the perfect form of illumined and dispassionate understanding. Hence, the mentioned assertion, considering both figurative lights also to be the avatars of the Ashwins.
Mandalam 1, Suktam 34, Rik 2.
पवयो मधुवाहनेन ते सोमस्य वेनामघविस्वजिद्विदुः त्रयस्कम्भारस्य भिजात आरभेत्तिर्नक्तम् यातस्तिर्वस्विनादिवा.
3 wheels alongside in chariot bearing honey, all verily have known of Soma. 3 supports fastened to attain, go thrice by night and thrice, Ashwin twins, by day. Impellers of life, electromagnetic waves from the sun. There are 2 different sets of 3 mentioned in this verse. The first is that of wheels bearing honey. Electromagnetic waves emitted by the sun comprise a broad spectrum ranging from X-rays with very short wavelengths to radio waves with comparatively very long wavelengths. The part of the spectrum that reaches the Earth's near atmosphere and its surface from the sun is categorized into 3 ranges: ultraviolet, visible, and infrared. Life forms on Earth being largely vision-driven, the role of visible light need not be emphasized. Ultraviolet light assists photosynthesis that sustains plantdom, while infrared radiation assists in keeping the Earth's surface warm enough for life to flourish. The quality of radiational effect upon Earth differs according to the time of day. It can be broadly divided as dawn, daytime, and dusk when the sun is visible, and as evening twilight, darkness, and morning twilight when the sun is invisible. These qualitative differences control the circadian rhythms of life, the first set representing vibrancy and the second dormancy, both equally essential for the sustenance of life. Soma in Vedic thought represents the truth of life that express themselves cyclically, upon which is sustained everything in existence. The illusion that the 3 sets of 3 principles each have known Soma is to indicate that these principles too follow a similar pattern of expression, each principle in a set impelling the next to follow in its wake by the truth represented by Soma, to complete yet another of its countless repetitions that keep the wheels of existence moving eternally.
Mandalam 1, Suktam 34, Rik 3.
सभाने अहन्द्रिरावत्यगोहनात्रिहत्ययज्ञम् मधूना विविक्षतम् ऋर्वाजावतीरिषो अश्विना इवम् दोषा अस्मभ्यमुषतश्च विन्मतम्.
Thrice on same day, concealers of imperfections, now do be situated in sacrifice, thrice with honey, thrice the abundant impelling forces. Ashwin twins, you too do cause to discharge for us the darkness of nights and dawns. The astounding role of the sun's sun's radiance in our lives. Imperfections are the norm rather than the exception when existence is viewed from the standpoint of what we mortals would like it to be. From the standpoint of Ashvini Kumaras, or the sun's radiation, existence will be just perfect as it is, they being assigned a specific role to assist life in a manner that is in correspondence with the larger cosmic milestones, which would make them appear to conceal or rectify such perceived imperfections wherever necessary. In pursuance of their mandate, the Ashvini Kumaras provide mortals three different qualitative compositions at different times of the day and night, created as varying cocktails of electromagnetic radiation that impel vibrant activity and dormant resting periods cyclically. The comparison of sunlight's bestowals with nourishing and wholesome honey would appear hardly adequate, considering the astounding role that the sun's radiance performs in shaping and assisting mortal lives and the environment they survive in.
Mandalam 1, Suktam 34, Rik 4.
Do come thrice to our abode, thrice into mortal who follows law of conduct. Do teach thrice, as if in three parts, upon him who is mindful. Do carry thrice into delight. Ashwins, you too, like imperishable nourishments, do make to swell in us thrice. The imperishable nourishments bestowed by Ashvini Kumaras. The perspective of looking upon the bestowals of the Ashvini Kumaras as being made up of trilogies of related principles continues here from the earlier verses. Everything that we do, think, or even don't do is attributable to the electromagnetic radiation of the sun. All that we aspire for, abhor, or are ambivalent about is traceable to our unavoidable consumption of the three compositionally varying cocktails that the Ashvini Kumaras serve us 3 times each day and 3 every night, without a break, all our lives. That they are indeed imperishable nourishments can be understood from the fact that the petroleum products and coal that we use in ever-increasing quantities today are their bestowals from aeons ago, and the supposed muck that we leave behind may be nourishments for future generations of beings.
Mandalam 1, Suktam 34, Rik 5.
निःसौभगत्वम् त्रिऋतस्रवाम् दिनसृष्टम् वाम् सूरे दुहितारुहक्रतम्
Thrice do bring us wealth, Ashwin twins. You too, and thrice with the divinities do promote thoughts thrice. Thrice welfare and thrice hearings for us. The daughter within sun rises upon your chariot having 3 places. The sun's ideal family. More of the threefold categorization to explain the bestowals of the sun and sunlight. As dawn sets the mood and ambience of each new day, the personified dawn, Ushas, is set to ride with her brothers, the Ashwin twins, every day across the sky in their 3-seater chariot. She rides with them all the time because it is dawn at every moment, someplace on earth. The sun as the ruler of his domain, Sanya, his wife, representing prudence and wisdom, moderating his rule, and their children disseminating nourishment and hope to all denizens of their parents' domain, indeed make an ideal ruling family that subjects without exception look up to and worship. This is the interesting manner that nuances of science are explained in the Vedas. It is perhaps adopted on the premise that understanding and experiencing the universal organization leads to freedom, while exploiting it leads to bondage.
Mandalam 1, Suktam 34, Rik 6.
निर्ना अश्विना दिव्यानि भेषजालिभिः पार्थिवाभित्रियोदत्तमध्यः ओमानम् संयात्मकाय सूरवे त्रिधातु शर्मावहतम् सुभस्पति.
Thrice for us, Ashwins, do give divine curatives. Thrice, earthly ones, thrice from waters, do grant kindness from benevolence for my offspring. Do bring threefold prosperous happiness, masters of luster. Ashwins, the radiant healers. It is for the reason of their imperishable nourishments, as explained in an earlier verse of this compilation, which come in a multitude of forms to address infirmities of both our physical selves and our thought, that the Ashwin twins are referred to as healers. Simply stated, as the sun's radiation regulates almost every earthly phenomenon, an infirmity can be attributed to either a dearth or an overdose of its administration. Perhaps the 3 gunas or temperaments are associated with balance, overdose and underdose of this nourishment upon thoughts and the material body. If this connect were to be correct, then we see a direct correspondence of sunlight with the science of Ayurveda and the justification for the phrase thrice from waters, where waters represent truth, knowledge in general, and Ayurvedic expertise in this context. As all activities are mediated by solar radiation, The composer is probably seeking the favor of the Ashvins for his compositions too, referring to them as his offspring. The notion of truth working three different ways and cyclically is attempted to be shown as the fundament that pervades all systems in the universe, material, non-material, living or non-living, all impelled by electromagnetic waves. If you found this video informative and relevant, please like and share it. If you would like to see more such videos in this ongoing series, please do subscribe to the channel. Thank you for viewing.